Hello and welcome to another update video on Link. I'm here on the daily time frame and the price has now reached the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement of the last rally that unfolded between the June low and the August high. So we talked about it before as that we have a possible wave 1 here and a corrective pullback in a wave 2. Up here people told me this support area is way too large. How can you say the price might ever go down into the 78.6 retracement area? And I mean, I didn't call for this to happen. I simply give you, within the parameters of the scenario we're tracking, I give you the key levels, right? And so we always have to consider that if we are in a wave 2, of course, the price might be able to max out this support zone, which is a standard support zone for a wave 2, nothing special. So I always pointed out that we don't have any confirmed low from any of these swing lows here that formed in this entire correction. We still don't have any confirmed low, but obviously now it's getting interesting also from a reward to risk point of view, and other people know that as well. Traders know that as well. So the chart might get more interesting again. It's not interesting up here. It's interesting down here because we have a 1-2 setup and the wave 2 is close to invalidation. The invalidation point is the June low, and close to invalidation means it's a good reward to risk ratio because you get the price for, well, you get the chart, you get the coin for a lower price if you buy it. The setup is the same. Yeah. Now, this, however, doesn't mean it's a good time to buy necessarily. You know, that depends on your trading plan. I can really only share the chart structure. Yeah, what we do with our model here is we reduce the uncertainty by using a framework, but we can't have full certainty. Yeah, we can reduce the uncertainty because we're tracking a few different scenarios instead of like everything that's possible, right? So we boil it down to just, let's say, 2 to 3 scenarios. And so that's obviously interesting that the chart has now reached this key spot. Let's take a look at the smaller time frame. Before we do that, however, I have to mention, look, this is a possible 1-2 setup, but on the Binance chart, this doesn't even exist, right? Because the Binance chart invalidated this 1-2 pattern already on the 10th of October. So that the flash crash on the 10th of October on the Binance chart led to a crash all the way down to round about $8.30. Now let us take a look at the Link chart, the shorter time frame for Link. And I'm trying to, there you go. Screen got frozen. You see that Link's chart, I mean, it really is looking very, very complete. Of course, we could go a little lower. There is absolutely no sign that we've bottomed. Someone asked me earlier today that there is no bearish scenario. Well, it's difficult to say. I mean, I don't need to map out every detailed bearish scenario because we track it by tracking the bullish case, yeah, and by using trend lines and Fibonacci support levels, because we know that until we now get a micro 5-wave move up, there is no low, okay? There is simply no confirmed low. So this can, of course, continue to go lower, yeah, until we get a proper 5-wave move up and a break above key levels. Now, what are those key levels? Now, for me, the first indication that we've really bottomed is a 5-wave move up that breaks above $16.75. That's the first meaningful swing high that we have on this chart. Anything that happens below is literally just noise. So what I'm watching for is, can the bulls generate a proper 5-wave move up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by a 3-wave move down, basically a corrective pullback, yeah? Can we get this 1-2 set up to the upside? 5 waves up, 3 waves down. This is what we want to see. We want to see a break above $16.75 for an indication we've bottomed. Of course, there are some earlier signals, right? So for example, if the bulls can drive the price above the last micro swing highs here, you could say there's a small resistance area between $14.25 and $14.52. These are just micro levels. Then we've got this trend line here. Break above that would also help to add weight to the idea we might have bottomed. It's important to understand the wave count to the downside is very, very full. But that doesn't mean that we are reversing. because the wave count was already full on the 10th of October. But I said to you already back then, let's see what emerges, out of the dust. Do we have any 5-wave move up? And we didn't. There was no 5-wave move up from this low. It was actually crystal clear 3-wave move up. So without any 5-wave move up, as always, there's no confirmed low, and the risk for further downside remains high. I mean, you can always set a stop below the last low if you want to trade it, but that really depends on your own risk profile and so on. I can really only share the chart analysis, which is very universal. So basically that should give you a really good idea of what's going on here on the link chart. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, also check out our membership options to join the community. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.